Claimed. Oh well.
It is
It might.
done. Well, when I eventually upload it, however long that'll
My
take,
lord.
anyways.
My
Okay.
lord, the recording has begun.
The recording has begun, my lord.
Angie, why don't
Yes.
you tell the class a little bit about the character you're playing, Temper the Warforged?
Yes, hello. Uh, Temper is a warforged who was previously a blacksmith in one of the standing armies of the nation. We can figure that out at some point.
Yeah.
He served for 5 years, did mostly support work, did not do a lot of direct, like, fighting on the field. He had some friends that did that, though, and now he doesn't have some friends that do that. Served for. Yes. That's my sad robot backstory, because of course there was going to be sad robot backstory in this robot. Served for 5 years, and then when Warforged were emancipated and declared a sentient, free-thinking people, decided that he did not want to stay in the place he was serving because there were just not great memories there, and decided to go traveling, figure out what he did want to do.
All right. That is Temper. Unless you want to add anything else?
Nope. You can read all that in my tragic backstory that I'll deliver to you when I finish writing it.
Okay.
Copious amounts of sads.
Yep, that's why I said that we can have a therapy circle.
All right. Temper, you are traveling through the countryside. I assume just sort of following major paths and roads, kind of place to place. All right.
In general, probably would have avoided larger cities as much as possible and stuck to more of the, like you said, following the roads, but more in the
Not like the major trade roads where there's traffic, but like
less
side-
populated.
the ones that connect to the major roads.
Yes.
Well, it's autumn, by the way. We're starting this campaign in
Aw,
autumn.
very nice.
As you travel, you start seeing the signs of upcoming civilization. You pass by lovely farm on the outskirts. This is just, I wanted to show you the picture. It's pretty, isn't it? And you soon.
Oh, the pumpkins.
Yeah, it's fall. The pumpkins are
Look,
in harvest. Yes. And you see a scarecrow, kind of, oh hey, I'm kind of a scarecrow. And you soon find yourself in the small town, well, biggish town. This map isn't totally encompassing. Of Garygill. In the autumn.
Oh.
And
did you put all this together?
No, I didn't make this. This is
Okay.
a free map off the fly. I thought about it, but
Yeah.
I'm always like, I'm going to draw a map, and then it gets to be 2 days before session, and I'm like, I'm going to Google a map.
Valid. Extremely valid.
A lot of these
Mood.
ones are from a Patreon that I do support, though, so like that
Nice.
farm, and from the one shot, the forest entryway and the like giant seal chamber.
Nice.
Those are all from the same Patreon.
They fit together stylistically very well.
Yes, that's one reason I picked this one.
Good job.
Thank.
Have much nice scenery to enjoy.
Now, it is getting late in the day. The hour is long. You definitely won't be able to get to the next town. And I believe, as a commoner, you don't really have any camping supplies or anything.
Nope.
Let me...
Got a little tiny bag with
There
my
we go.
stuff, and that's it.
Alright, so time to find some place to stay for the night?
Probably a good idea. Are there any folks wandering about on the outskirts near the farms, or not really?
Not so much near the farms, probably because it is towards the end of the day, so everyone who was traveling to and fro, you know, from the farms or further out has sort of either left or already come home. But as you get closer, you do see some people sort of, you know, setting things out, picking things up, going back into their homes. And you do get a couple of, you know, double takes as, you know, you're sort of, yeah, you're getting a couple stares. Nothing, you know, vicious, but you're definitely a unusual.
Good. The
Right.
robot racism hasn't reached this part of the world yet.
What would you like to do?
Well, I literally don't need much if I want to spend the night. Just, honestly, a roof would do. Sure, nobody is being particularly hostile seeming, so Temper will go to one of the people who's sort of finishing up their daily tasks and try to start a conversation. We'll see how this goes.
Well, you approach a man who has a sort of scruffy beard, very round. He appears to be sort of packing up barrels that smell vaguely meat-ish. You suspect, you know, preserved meat. Jars and, you know, barrels or whatever. And he sort of spots you coming towards him, and he sort of goes, "Hail, traveler! What brings you to Garygill?"
Hello, sir. Passing through, mostly.
Makes sense. There's not much round here. We're mostly a passing through town. No business then?
He shakes his head.
I would have, I thought, let me remember my own NPC's name. Oh, I was thinking maybe Sylphir might have. Never mind. Do you need something?
Was passing through, but probably won't finish tonight. Is there lodging around here?
Oh, well, you can always go to the Bucking Stag Inn, the tavern. Well, it's more of a tavern than an inn, but Revelana does have beds for you can pay for there. Could always appeal to the mayor if you're truly destitute, but it's fall, so I mean we are unlikely to get to. It's not quite winter, so not really considered dire enough for beggars to be getting spots in people's houses. But we also have a blacksmith. Is that? Do you? Is that?
He's just trying to figure out a way to say this nicely, isn't he? It's like,
Do you?
does that work?
Eat metal or sleep in, I heard some creatures sleep in forges if they're made of stone or I'm sorry, we do have a blacksmith.
I'm sorry. this, this little farmer is just trying so hard. Oh, bless him. He's darling. I can't get over the "do you eat metal?"
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
The past 5 years, you were a thing, and it's not like there were people fighting over here. He's a farmer. You're an iPhone.
Nice. Temper actually perks up a little bit and says, "The smith sounds interesting. I've spent time in smithies before."
Ah, okay. Well, if you know how to handle a hammer, Sylphir has known to, or if you're a member of, are you a member of Waterdeep's Guild? Because Sylphir here is, and he would probably, give you a bed if you were passing through, or if you can use a hammer, I'm sure he might be able to find work to pay for the bed. Or the forge? He's like kind of heard of it to be like, is that correct? Since you didn't actually indicate.
Whether I eat metal or not. Bert will say, "I know my way around a hammer, but not part of the guild."
Ah, well, less certain then. Silver can be a bit protective of his practice, but sure. If you go down this road, you came from. So if you go just a little bit further down the road, turn right. That's you should see the blacksmith with the smoke coming out. They usually work kind of late, so. Owner is Sylphir. He's the guild, member around these parts, and his apprentice is Catherine.
That's very helpful.
And what's your name, by the way? I'm Garrick. Offers his hand out to shake cautiously.
You can call me Temper. We'll take hand very, very carefully. Like, it's extremely obvious he's trying to be super ginger about it because he's not sure.
And Garrick in return is also being very ginger, so it's a slow ginger handshake. Is that okay? And break away.
Very, very gentle little up and down, like, okay. Sorry, what did you say his name was? I want to write down.
Garrick.
Garrick. Aw. You're like, it doesn't matter.
I came up with that off the
friend.
top of my head, so.
He's my new friend, Inky.
He says, oh, well, you don't seem like you have one. It's temper? Is that why you named that?
Slow head tilt. And shakes his head.
All right, well, good luck. I need to get back to, getting everything inside.
Of course. Thank you, sir, for your help. He does a little salute and will continue on.
Slow, confused salute back? He's trying to be polite. Alright, so, you get around and here, let me make a little
Farmer
label.
man. Very good little farmer man, thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't hide the interior, oh well. At the blacksmith.
How open is it? Is it mostly like enclosed on the bottom floor? Or does it have like the open forge where you can kind of see in a little bit?
Well, so you're at the door right now, so you can't see inside. And it's, as you can see, there's a window here. This is sort of like the frontish area. You do have to go, but yes, you do have to go around the corner, but it's just like a sort of slight up area, and that area is set with stone. And then the forge is just right there. There's an anvil right there. It's a pretty small, you know, all the equipment's right here. You know, it's a small town's blacksmith, so everything's in one place. And there is a, you know, it's an indoor forge with a large,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like they could potentially open up this spot here if they needed to. The windows swing open, but
Yeah.
they're sort of big.
Like stone walls.
Yes,
thinking
those
of,
nice non-flammable walls.
Very important. I was thinking of the blacksmiths that are kind of like open to the air that you...
Right. No, this is a little, I think, I don't know. This is the blacksmith.
A little enclosed.
Yes. A little enclosed blacksmith.
So what you're saying is, I have to make my presence known.
Yes, you do.
And they can't just see me walk up.
Correct.
Does it sound like they are still working inside?
Yes, you can hear the clang of someone striking the anvil.
Temper will knock on the door in the counterpoint to that clang clang, so you get knock knock.
One sec, I want to switch from push to talk, because I always forget to push.
Mm. The one pitfall. You accidentally cut off the beginning of your sentences.
Yes, yes. Alright, so I'm no longer on push to talk. You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
What's this?
Yeah, so you're doing like clang clang knock knock or clang knock clang knock?
Clang clang knock knock.
Okay. You hear a footsteps coming from inside, and he says, and you hear, we're closed. We're not sewing anything else today. We're just finishing our work.
What do I want to say?
Pause momentarily, and then you hear him a yell to Catherine, keep working, don't stop. Cool, the metal's hot.
Oh,
The
no.
clanging resumes.
Clanging resumes.
It does pause, a few seconds after that, but
Yeah.
there's a little whoosh from the smoke on the roof, and you presume, with your blacksmith knowledge, that she's putting it back in the fire.
Putting back. Brain. I can brain. Let's brain.
Aw.
Temper will say, I understand that, sir. Was actually looking to see if you had lodging open.
That gets him to open the door, and he goes, lodging, and then immediately as he sees what you are, his, he goes from sort of
Demeanor changes.
disgruntled to whoa, what? He is sort of stunned for a second, and he says, and then he repeats, lodging. Don't typically have lodging. I live upstairs. Is that all you're here for?
Yes, sir. I was passing through. A fellow named Garrick pointed me this way.
Garrick, sticking his nose in. Well, come in. We can discuss this. And he's sort of frowning, but it's not like an angry frown. And you note he looks much like an elf, but he's got a little scruffy beard, so...
A little half elf.
Mm. You have been invited in, you may step in.
I can't. I can't.
Oh, you can't move? Oh no, let me change that. Controlled by temper. Save settings, and let me
There we go.
make
Now,
sure
now I'm a real boy.
there you go. Okay, and now that should be your token every time.
Yay.
Okay. And he goes around the corner. He says, I have some things to finish up while we talk. So, and you go around the corner and you see a dark-haired, youngish, though she looks older than him, but that's probably not true. Black-haired human woman who is working. There's some finished stuff over here. There's a couple pieces of ore and, the blacksmithing tools. And it's a very little cozy small blacksmith shop. Or more blacksmith than shop, but you suspect people probably,
Come in and
buy
their
right.
thing.
Right. This is a small enough town that people probably buy directly from the blacksmith rather than anywhere else.
They need their
and
horseshoes and their iron nails and all of their little wall brackets.
Yes. There's like a bucket full of nails and a bucket full of horseshoes, and there's one sword. And as you round the corner, Clarissa, she stops momentarily and she looks up at you and she goes, "Oh, is he for?" And Sylphia immediately goes, Stop pausing. The metal's going to get cold." And she proceeds to keep working. And Sulfur turns to you and says, "I apologize. You are," she said he, "but I don't want to presume with your kind." And he sort of scratches at his beard and looks you up and down.
I don't mind.
Now, you're in town. Why? Because we sent a message to, why is my brain? The city about, one of our current projects, and I assumed you were here for that.
No, sir. I've just been traveling this way. Across this town.
He pauses a second and he says, "And you need lodging for the night, you said."
Just a roof will do me.
All right. Are you a builder at all of your kind? I know some of you helped build the other ones. I've been reading up on things, but the information is slow to reach Gary Gill. You're not. Sorry,
No.
go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go.
No, you.
I was gonna say, when he asked, "Are you a builder? Do you make other Warforged?" He's like, "We've heard some things, but haven't heard much." Temper just kind of nods and says, "That was not my craft, but I can build."
You see, we wrote to Waterdeep, to the guild. I know Waterdeep has connections to one of the factories where your kind was made, because he walks over to the corner and takes off a blanket from a pile that was in the corner.
Oh,
And there is a Warforge slumped against the wall and still.
if it's possible for Temper to look surprised, they look incredibly surprised.
little jaw goes.
The little eyebrow plates go up.
Little mouth goes. It opens up.
Yeah.
We were asking for assistance regarding them. You can look at it, them, if you want. Please do, if you can tell us anything.
I've never heard of forged being crafted outside of creation forge.
Neither have we. We've been sending messages trying to find out if what forge they were from. We, found it, half buried in the forest. The moss was growing on it. And, trying to figure out what to do. The lights are on, but, nobody's home. You do see that its eyes are glowing, which should be an indicator of life, but is sitting there much like a dead Warforged would.
Hmm.
If it were dead, I might, sell it, but figured I'd take the chance to improve my craft and fix
He
it up,
says
but
without considering the fact that might be a little insensitive. Go on.
and try to fix it, but don't know where to start. Do you want to make any rolls?
Sure.
I believe you could do, let me think about what the...
What a good roll for
You could do history or investigation or your blacksmith theme proficiency if you wanted.
I think that would be the only one that I have bonuses in.
Yeah.
Well, I have proficiency with Smith's tools. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Does
that
that
just gives
count
you
the
the
same as-
proficiency, like being proficient in the skill. Like, there's no
Exactly.
craft skill, right?
Mhm.
So
you just are proficient with whatever
Right.
you to use
Right.
in that in that.
So you just add your proficiency bonus, and this would likely be intelligence or wisdom. They're both the same for you. So
Yep.
yeah, so you would get 0, but you still get your +2 from your proficiency because it is within your blacksmithing. You'll get your blacksmith vision information from it.
Haha. I will try that.
That's a flat d20.
Plus a 2.
Oh yes, +2. Sorry, I was thinking advantage, disadvantage. You know what? I'll give you advantage because you're a Warforged. So
Ooh,
roll again
not
and take
bad.
it higher.
That's not bad for a babby.
Not bad for a babby at all.
16.
So it definitely it's weird because you were factory made, obviously. So many Warforged look the same. You're cast from being cast instead of being shaped. They pour metal into a mold rather than pounding it out. But this one is both a lot less detailed than you've seen other Warforged like you. Rather simple, and there's a lot more exposed wood. And it looks like it was hand crafted. It's got individual tool marks on it rather than sort of the mass-produced machinery works. And it does seem to be sort of you can tell it seems old, which is unusual since the Warforged have only existed for
Like 30 years, maybe.
Yeah, max. And this is looking, minimum sort of that age.
This is a very unusual one. You said you were reaching out to the forges?
Yes, but it takes several days for messages to get there, and the bureaucracy of the guild to get around to doing things, and I am a full guild member, but I'm not a city smith, so I expect my inquiries might get brushed aside, and so I'm not expecting to hear back for weeks, probably. Or even a month or 2.
I don't know if they would have had an answer for you. I don't think this one came from a forge.
You see Catherine sort of perks up at that, and she says, "See, I told you," and he goes,
And to demonstrate, Temper kind of rolls up the sleeve and like holds out their forearm in comparison to the one that is sitting in the corner.
He does glance at that, but first he comes around and he looks at the sword that she's been pounding out, and he said, "You're done. Sharpen it tomorrow. Mediocre." And hops of it.
Ooh.
And she goes to start doing the water donkey thing. I'm gonna say that's over here. Yeah, quench it.
Yeah.
Gotta quench it. And he looks at it, and he said, "Yes, I can see the difference now. I wasn't sure exactly how mass-produced you were, so I wasn't sure how the parts that seemed handmade would size up to a typical Warforged."
As far as I know, all of us have come from the creation stages.
Well, I was going to try to start, he lifts one of their arms, and it's got a very clearly broken plate on it, one of the stone bits, as opposed to metal bits. And he says, "Well, I was going to at least try repairing this first, but, it's like making any old gauntlet, but, our stone hasn't been coming in. So we've been stuck on that as well. But, if you don't know anything, well, do you know anything about smithing? I typically, I have to send Catherine to sleep somewhere else. If you want to use a bed. She has places to sleep, but it is an imposition. If you wanted to help us with this project, or could help us with any of the other projects, I could put you to work to pay for it."
I'd be very interested in that, sir.
Alright. Well, you have the bed for tonight, just for looking at them.
Oh, that's not necessary, and kind of shakes their head and waves their hands a little.
Well, don't need a bed?
Just a place to sit would do.
Well, he gestures at bench here.
That's more than fine.
Can you, I'll keep you out of the rain, I guess? So, you said you knew some blacksmithing?
Yes, I do.
Well, if you don't need to sleep, would you mind sorting through our bucket of nails and sorting them by quality? If you actually stick around and work, I can maybe give you some apprentice pay. I am a guild artisan.
And Temper kind of looks back and forth between the Warforged over here and our blacksmith friend Sulfir, and says, "In that case, I may stay a few days if you'll have me."
Alright. Pleasure to have you, and well, we're wrapping up for tonight, so we can discuss more tomorrow over breakfast. Do you eat?
Does a little shrug, sometimes.
Well, we can all sit at the table together either way. We're going to wrap up for tonight. Feel free to examine it while you're sitting. And I didn't catch your name.
I go by Temper.
Temper. Like steel.
You get the Warforged equivalent of a smile.
Which is no smile at all. Your
Temper's
face
eyes brighten a little bit.
All right. Well, we'll clean up here, and you get settled, and then you will have a chance to stay the night and sort a bucket of nails.
The most thrilling.
And we can hop ahead a little bit,
Sure.
or if you want to do anything in like the tomorrow morning / afternoon in town, since you're now going to be staying a bit. And did you end up buying that weapon you were thinking of buying?
I have purchased a war pick.
Ah!
Because it was 5 gold. And it still did 1d8 damage.
Okay.
So just piercing instead of slashing.
Alright, that works.
It's also a little, I feel like a war pick is thematic for a blacksmith.
Yes. I approve of thematic weapons.
There you
All
go.
right. Well, he does not make his own breakfast. You all meet up at the tavern
Oh.
for a purchased
Look
breakfast.
at this fancy lady.
Yes, that is the tavern owner. You get silver. And Catherine. And that's it. And then you.
I can throw my... Oh. Already.
Do that. And she's probably eating breakfast too. Oh, you wanted to stay around a few days and look at your companion? And Catherine is just shoveling food.
She does all the work. She's hungry.
He does work during the day. They were just wrapping
The
up
end of
and
the night.
doing and
He's either in the table or
Yeah.
like on the corner. Slightly awkward.
yeah. Whatever.
Sophia sits on the table.
And
with
also,
her
I mean,
dominance.
he eats a lot more, conservatively and daintily, and she eats like,
Mhm.
Common townsfolk.
Hearty breakfast for a hearty woman.
She is a hearty woman, and she needs a hearty breakfast. And he says, and there's, what appears to be another person over here, if you care. She's just near Flame, she's staying at the inn. And he says, let me change the music. That's not what he says, but I just feel like...
You know what? If they have coffee, Temper will get coffee. Why not? To be polite.
To soak up in your little mouth roots.
This
Yes.
music. Very good music.
So you're not at all, you don't know how to build how you are constructed.
I don't.
Well, how long do you think you'll be sticking around? If nothing comes of this, I mean, all the way out here, I mean, we're not a nowhere town, but like I said, I expect to be a few months, potentially, before we get any response from the guild, and even then it might just be a response, not an actual envoy or anything.
Temper kind of ponders it a little bit, swirls the coffee around. I had no destination in mind, and no pressing matters to follow through with. So if it takes some time, I could be here.
And Catherine pipes up and she says, it could be great to have, 2 robots, and we could compare, and he can do all the nail sorting, and he's like, kind of rolls his eyes, and he's like, yes. and she kind of gives a little grin at you, and winks at Silver's annoyance. And he grumbles and settles into his seat a little bit. Says, well, I would expect, if you're wanting to stay with me, I would expect standard days work out of it. I'll give you, since you're not eating food, I don't need to pay, you'd get some money for the food, but I suppose lodging would come out of your pay, so it wouldn't be a full, day's pay, but you could stay, and I would be happy to have a second set of eyes on our unusual visitor. And if you wanted to, I'm too busy. I'm the only blacksmith in town. So I can't, if you wanted to look at the forest, or, it would be great? If you could investigate why the stone keeps not being sent, that would help us start on fixing those parts, at least.
That seems a fair arrangement. Repairing the body seems like the best place to start.
He nods.
So if the supplies are the issue, then I could look into it.
Yeah, the quarries at the is, let me double check. Is a ways northeast. You'd go on the northeast road, travel past and you'd travel past I'm trying to town name. Travel past Stedholt, and there's a town that has a bunch of granite. Anyways, yes, to the northeast. You can go that way. They're about 2 days drive away, and they said they sent it, but it didn't reach us, so I'm not expecting you to fight any bandits or anything, but if you could at least let us know if it's bandits. Stealing rock.
Nods.
Most bandits wouldn't even know where to sell rock. Might as well just deliver it to us. And we'd pay them.
I'm just imagining, like, a highwayman busts into a carriage expecting, like, a bunch of really good shit, and it's all fucking rocks, and it's like, what the It's like, what the fuck are these assholes doing? It's all rocks.
And he says, yes, a delivery was supposed to be made 2 days ago, but they never arrived. The town's name would be blah blah blah. I haven't thought of it. It's not that important. If you wanted to do that today, then when you get back, we could start working on that bracer. Not as good at masonry as smithing, but can shape stone.
Nods. Can set out today.
Great. They're almost done, Catherine. And she says, "Yep." And her plate is very clean, and he still has a couple things on his, and he's like, "Well, I'm not. All right."
It's like, you're done? Great, not me.
We had to talk. And yeah, so you are.
I have an assignment.
Yes, you have an assignment. And if you want to do any preparations, I know you don't have a lot of money to do preparations.
I have 5 gold. I don't think that anyone around here would have a tent or anything. How is the weather looking in Garagil?
Nah, pretty good for a fall day. It's all got a little bit of a nip of a chill to it because it's fall. But it doesn't look like it's gonna rain or anything.
Well, chill is manageable if the skies are clear.
Yeah. Funny, a little chilly.
A nice fall day.
Yes, it's still early fall. It's not late fall yet.
So going northeast up this way.
Yes, up that road. And so you making your way downtown, walking fast.
Go take a little walk around the town.
Yeah, you can familiarize yourself with all this. It's a pretty small town. There's the town hall right here. This is the mayor's house. There's farms out this way and farms out that way, and
more farms, little buildings where all the people are.
Yes, all the tradesmen are around here.
Yeah, it takes a little time to sort of get familiar with the area, and we'll get ready to head out.
The tavern. I'll label that so I don't forget. Tavern. Right. Alright. With nothing but your clothes and a war pick, you make your way to northeast.
There's not even like a general goods store in this town, is there?
No, this is one of those towns where everyone, buys from their neighbors and,
Mm-hmm.
And let me put you on there. Coming up the road. That's wonderful little crossroads, and you would be going north to the next town over, but there's a large wagon in the middle of your path. And a man. With horses.
With horse.
With horses.
Well, does it seem like he's having trouble with them horses?
Why don't you roll me an animal handling to judge the horses?
Boy, let's see how that goes. I have to remember I can just click on my name and see all my stuff because that's where I put all my stuff. That's just a straight 20. You can do a roll to I believe in.
Oh, not bad. The horses, do seem kind of skittish. And, he's not handling them too skillfully. He's sort of, trying to calm them down and keep them still, and they're sort of befuddled and uncertain.
And he's kind of wedged the wagon like diagonally across the entire road.
Yes, he has.
Oh, and they're in a bush. Oh no. We'll approach and call out, "Do you need assistance?"
Yes, that would be good.
How to... We need them back.
Well, you see, some of the road was muddy from the rain, and as you can see, the wheels are a little stuck. He gestures at wheels. And you see that indeed the wheels are a little stuck, though it's not that muddy out. They seem to have somehow fallen into basically perfect holes that's locking them. Give me an investigate.
Sure. Is this horse scam? What is... Oh no, that's the whole
Yep,
set.
those wheels be stuck.
What's up? These just chilling over here? The boards.
Yeah, there's a little tiny stream, as you can see here,
And then some
there.
boards kind of crossing it.
Yeah.
These little planks.
Little what?
Little planks right here.
Oh, yes. And you see, as you sort of come around you get that same surprised reaction.
When he finally
As you
sees.
come, yeah, when he does more than hear your voice. From out of town, I imagine.
Yes, sir. How'd you end up like this?
Well, I was just, I'm making a delivery and took the corner a little fast. The road was wetter than I thought. So, yeah, I'm plugging up traffic a bit, I know. Hell if I know how I got stuck like this. And the horses kind of, do the little he's holding one of the horses, the reins, and the horse is doing the little, like, head tug thing, like, eh.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Can I pick up one of these planks and try and put it under the wheel so it has traction?
Sure.
Do I need to roll for that?
No. Just put your... Oh, I'll put you over here under this wheel. The little stairs aren't down right now. Want to give me a perception?
Sure. Oh no. Even with my bonus. That's a 9.
Give me one more perception.
A little better.
So, what's your passive perception?
12.
12? Okay. Okay. Well, that's better than 12. As you're leaning down, you don't notice until he's right behind you, and you feel something sharp against your back.
I knew it was the horse racket.
And he says, big city guy like you gotta have a lot in your wallet, right? Why don't you just, hand everything you have over? Sorry, you're the fighter. I couldn't put not fighting in your tutorial.
You're gonna make me hit this man.
Yes. Well, you don't have to.
Temper stands up. Does he react?
He's keeping his sharp thing pointed at you, and as you can turn around, like he's not gonna stab you for standing up.
Yeah.
He thinks you're gonna roll over. Most people
Turns
just roll over.
Yep. Looks at this guy and says,
He's holding a scimitar.
"Ooh, he's got a fancy knife."
He does. Or you might think a fancy farming implement. You know.
Yes. Stands up, turns around, looks at this guy. Just kind of holds out their hands and says, "What do you think I have?"
Gotta have a GP pouch. Come on, you got money. I see that you got something hanging on your leg there. Gestures at Warpick.
Looks down, looks back up. Yes, and it's mine.
It's worth something. Give it to me. I'm holding you up. Haven't you been held up before?
No.
With scimitar up and kind of at neck. You give it to me or I kill you.
I really just want to reach out and like put my hand on the scimitar and lower it. That's probably a bad idea. Can't spell robot without Rob. God damn it, Sean.
And your armor too. You're wearing that looks like fancy armor.
That's no. that gets more of a reaction than trying to take the gold and the gold and the weapon.
He reaches out brazenly to try to quote unquote lift your faceplate.
Slaps his hand.
Alright, roll for initiative.
Just get into a really stupid fight with this guy. Don't touch my face. Get out of here. Oh my god, do I even have an initiative on here? I don't.
Well, welcome to peasant life, where one bandit is about all you can handle.
Oh, he beat me by 1. His bonus.
Alright. Let me find some fight music. I don't want it to be epic, I just want fight. Sure. Alright. We have an initiative. I'm not going to bring out the initiative tracker because it is just...
It's 2 people.
It's just 2 people. Alright. He swings his scimitar at you as you slap his hand away. Does that hit your AC? On 18.
18? My AC is 11.
Yeah, that's
So,
peasant
yeah.
life. Yeah. Ooh. You take 2 damage.
Ow. Actually, ow. Fucking rude.
Yeah. Like, I can take it off the corpse just as easy as he swings. Alright, and it's your turn. This dramatic scuffle in the field by some horses. This is a little too epic of music.
For this clown show over here.
Yes.
Agreed. I think something a little calmer. Or lower scale.
Yes.
This music is like, you know, 4th, maybe 6th level fighting.
Oh, it's the fucky version. What? Did that just turn into Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
What the fuck? That's great. Oh, I haven't heard this before. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm just
This is
appreciating
fucking
this.
amazing.
Oh my god. What is the penalty for trying to aim for his hand to knock this stupid weapon out of it?
There's not really mechanics for that in D&D. You could try to grapple him and get it out. Like, there's specific, like, fighter stuff that lets you disarm and stuff, but you don't have access to that, so I can't really say you can disarm. Like, that's a hard thing to do in real life, right? Is hit a hand, like...
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the whole playlist? Oh, well, okay. I guess we're playing this playlist of actually good
Megalovania remixes.
This is pretty good for this clown show, though.
It has turned into a clown show. Alright, you know, sure, he was eyeing that war pick, so, he's gonna get a good look at it now, I guess. I think if I click this, it will just roll for me.
You hit!
Ah. And then 6 is damage? Or...
you said it did a D8?
Yes.
So you should... Yeah, it should be 1d8 plus 2. Yeah.
Okay, so damage is a separate roll, it just rolls you the hit on...
Yeah, that's if you're rolling with advantage or disadvantage. It rolls 2 d20s. But since you don't have either of those, I'm just taking the first one, which is the 13.
Oh, good. Excellent, okay.
Yeah, because that was a d20 that they rolled. You just got a 2 on your second roll, so...
So, 8. Bonk. There you go,
Plus
there's
2,
2
so
damage.
4 damage. You did more damage to him than he did to you.
Oh, I forgot I had that, that bonus to attack.
Yeah.
This music.
What health does he have? Okay. Okay. You hit him and you get a good solid well, I wouldn't say solid. You get him in the shoulder. It didn't like pierce him or anything. But he did
hurts.
sort of stumble back and grab his shoulder, and he swings back at you. And he hit barely. Don't hit. Ooh, no.
That is the rest of my HP.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to peasant life.
Well, I am down then.
All right. As
The end, guys. Goodbye. I barely knew ye.
There we go. So I was.
Can't have my armor because that's part of me.
You know, just because it's your tutorial, we'll say he did 6 damage, so you're still up. You get another swing at him.
You'll take that +1 off.
Yes.
Just for me.
Yes. I was a little worried about the balance of, like, if this was the team of you guys, I'd be okay, comfortable sending, like, a bandit, maybe 2, against all 5 of you as peasants, but as little commoners, but I forgot, yeah, I was thinking your AC would be higher because Warforged, but it's not.
It is higher by 1.
Yeah.
So it is higher than everyone else's, but not by much.
Yeah, also no dex investment, but go, roll.
15 again. Oh! Oh no.
You hit.
I hit and I do 8 damage.
Now he has 1 HP left. He stumbles back though. That was a good. You got him good in the chest. And he actually goes fuck and starts to run. 15, 20, 25, 30. You get an attack of opportunity if you want it.
And a free card.
Do you want to?
I don't think Temper would try to just straight up execute a man. He's leaving. That was the goal.
You can do non-lethal.
Okay.
You can choose to do non-lethal. All right.
I will choose to do non-lethal. And please don't let me. We'll see how this goes.
Oh!
Oh my god!
That was almost a crit! roll your damage.
No.
Wait. He is unconscious here.
Bonked.
Bonked. Alright, he falls into the slightly muddier patch by the river. Enjoy your victory music.
Yes. Beautiful Mega Yoshi victory music.
Alright, we're good.
I could try and take the cart, but I don't know if I would have the animal skill to get those horses back up.
Well, as you poke around by the cart, you do look inside and notice a large quantity of rock.
Are you kidding me? This idiot actually stole the rock.
And upon closer inspection, you can see that the wheels were purposely dug in. It was not muddy enough to have them actually sink in.
Oh my god. Okay. Right. I will. Oof. Let's see if I can make friends with some horses. 'Cause
Your
this would
first
be a
animal
lot.
handling roll wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. It's
And
just
you
a
were
straight.
only like maybe 20 minutes, half an hour out of town.
Mm-hmm. Just a straight D20. A 12.
They seem skittish. They don't kick you or anything. But you can, you know, with some tugging, get them realigned. It being clear that he was, you know, not trying that hard to.
Mm-hmm. To actually
Reveal-
direct them
right.
anywhere.
Right. It is a common scam of, oh no, our wagon's overturned. This wagon we can hide within and jump out of, and people have to stop because we're blocking the road.
Yeah.
Usually it's done by like 10 bandits and not one.
And not one. I want to try and turn this around and go back towards Garrick-Hill. But I don't know if the
you
horses
have
will back up.
Proficiency in land vehicles?
I do!
Alright, then I don't need to make you roll for that. You can just drive a cart. You know how to do that.
Cool! I forgot that carts count as vehicles.
Yes, that's one of the only land vehicles.
I'm gonna take this
You
dipstick
can also
with me.
drive a carriage. Yes, you can take the dipstick with you.
And I just pile him in the cart.
On the rocks.
Sure.
One bandit on the rocks.
It's gonna be like, here you go, here's the dummy who's causing trouble.
Alright. You get the carriage turned around. Back it up. Back it up.
Beep, beep.
Yes. And turn back around. And you're on your way. Woo!
I like how I'm upside down now.
Alright. Back
I
to
represent
Garrick-Hill.
my one HP. I should put that on my sheet. Temper's not looking so good.
And so where do you go? Do you go take stone to the blacksmith, or do you go to the guards post?
Guard first.
Okay. So
I
that-
hope this isn't anyone they know.
So
Over here.
yes. You go to the guards post, you go inside, and there is, let me roll a d3. You see a where's my guards? A human woman at the guards post outside. She's maybe 40, 50 years old. She has a little breastplate and a little sword. And is
She
very
has
stone-faced.
A real equipment.
Yes. It's just a leather, you know. I guess not a breastplate, but she has some leather armor. In fact, the bandit has some leather armor.
Oh. Fancy. What a fancy boy.
Fancy, just fancy to a commoner.
That counts.
And she says, hello, do you have something to report? For the guards? I need to find a way to do more different voices.
More voices. Temper will snap into a salute and says, "Yes, sir. There's bandits on the northeast road."
Bandits on the northeast road towards Stedholt? I'll have to let everyone know. Thank you for letting us know. Well,
I have one of them.
Oh! You have one of them. Even better. We can ask him where his friends are, assuming he has any.
Just nods. It seems like they were holding up supply delivery.
Supply of what? And, can you show me?
Nods and will head outside. And direct the guard to where the wagon is.
And, she... Sorry. She, looks in the back of the wagon where the stone and the, bandit is, and she looks at the nice big, gouge on his chest, and she says, I guess your pecker was bigger than his, huh?
God damn it.
We'll put him in the cages. Ain't night yet, so we don't got any drunks in there, so, should have it all to himself, and we can ask him, what he's up to. Thanks.
It's like the best place for him.
You're a merchant? Question mark?
Traveler.
Well, guess he picked the wrong one. Alright. She slings him over her shoulder.
Big lady.
Yes. She is a square lady. And she takes him inside and says, were there any damages to your goods? Or should we message for any recompensation?
I haven't looked them over. I believe these are due for the blacksmith.
Oh, well, surely not all of that, but hopefully there's no more bandits on the rest of your trade route there, traveler.
I hope the same.
Okay. And you drive over to the blacksmith's, and as you knock and Silver comes out, his eyebrows go up and he's like, well, I wasn't expecting you to bring the whole shipment to me. And then he looks at his clock on the wall and he says, I would have done it myself if I knew it was going to be that quick.
I wasn't expecting it to be right outside of town.
Really? For 2 days?
Your theory about bandits seems to be true.
It's that time of year. They're getting ready for winter, so they're trying to steal more stuff like bears.
Bears steal?
Well, no, they eat a ton. They eat lots of berries and bugs and meat before they go into hibernation. So, not much traveling and, deliveries happening during winter. Everyone's stocking up.
Temper has probably never seen a bear.
Right, well, he gives you a sort of slap on the shoulder, a pat on the shoulder.
One damage, I fall over.
you do sort of sway, and he says, "Well, you look a little scratched up. Let's get you inside." And that's basically the end of the tutorial that I had planned.
Whoa!
Hooray!
Hooray!
Just small town problems and getting to meet people.
Yeah.
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 And thank you, Inky, for these sturdy women you've given me. Big guard lady, big blacksmith lady.
Yeah.
I appreciate my little farmer friend and my new boss.
It's funny, I picked his name from a random name generator, and I was like, it kind of sounds like sulfur, which is kind of black.
It does, which works. It's a good
Yes.
name.
Yeah, it's very good.
So fear. There.
Sophie.